President Biden is running again, and he released maybe the worst campaign video ever because it doesn't really include him and he can't hardly even speak his way through it. He posted this on Twitter under the Joe Biden account, not the presidential account. He says, every generation has a moment where they have to stand up for democracy. They use that word again. To stand up for their fundamental freedoms. I believe this is ours. That's why I'm running for re-election as president of the United States. To join us and let's finish the job, go to joebiden.com. Now watch this campaign video. It's pretty bad. And if you listen closely, even in the first minute or so, he's kind of mumbling his way through it. But before we play, just look around. Look how little of Joe Biden is actually in this video. As we watch it, you'll see. They don't want you to see him. They don't want you to hear him. They don't want him to really even be any part of this other than just a name and a placeholder figure. Here's his post. Oh, we've got January 6th stuff. You're kidding me. Ominous music.
Freedom.
Freedom. One word.
Personal freedom.
They put him on.
Fundamental to who we are as Americans.
There's nothing more important, nothing more sacred.
He mumbled that word.
Freedom. Personal freedom is fundamental to who we are as Americans.
There's nothing more important, nothing more sacred.
That's been the work of my first term, to fight for our democracy.
This shouldn't be a red or blue issue.
Old clips.
To protect our rights, to make sure that everyone in this country is treated equally and that everyone is given a fair shot at making it.
It's a 3-minute video. Okay, so just so we're clear, it's a 3-minute video. It's not like a 60-second stinger. It's not a 30-second stinger. It's an introduction, presidential announcement video. Let's see.
But you know, around the country, MAGA extremists are lining up to take on those bedrock freedoms. Cutting Social Security that you paid for your entire life while cutting taxes for the very wealthy. Dictating what health care decisions women can make. Banning books and telling people who they can love. All while making it more difficult for you to be able to vote.
A lot of social issues here, huh? Fundamental freedoms. Oh, it's Kamala. Don't play her. Please don't play her. Don't.
When I ran for president 4 years ago, I said we're in a battle for the soul of America, and we still are. The question we're facing is whether in the years ahead, we have more freedom or less freedom, more rights or fewer. I know what I want the answer to be, and I think you do too. This is not a time to be complacent.
It's not really saying much of anything here.
That's why I'm running for re-election.
Wow. That was a whole second. That was a whole sentence. That's why I'm running for re-election. So if you take that clip plus the initial clip where he says freedom or whatever he was trying to mutter out there, then you will have, I don't know, maybe a full second of video.
Because I know America. I know we're good and decent people. I know we're still a country that believes in honesty and respect and treating each other with dignity. That we're a nation where we give hate no safe harbor. We believe that everyone is equal, that everyone should be given a fair shot to succeed in this country.
Thank you for choosing us.
Kitanji.
Every generation of Americans has faced a moment when they have to defend democracy. Stand up for our personal freedom. Stand up for the right to vote and our civil rights.
Yikes. So we're going to get a lot of this.
This is our moment.
A lot of this stuff. Music and B-roll footage. A lot of music and B-roll footage, people smiling. And almost no Joe Biden. Most of this is not Joe. A bunch of handshakes and yikes.
JoeBiden.com and sign up. Let's finish this job. I know we can.
I know we can.
Because this is the United States.
Wow, we got a whole.
There's nothing, simply nothing.
We got a whole second and a half of him. There he is again. So that's the best they could come up with after all of this time. I mean, we've been waiting around for a long time for an announcement, and they said they were thinking about it. And Joe Biden is not even hardly in this video. I mean, he reads a voiceover, but you know, the thing with a voiceover is you can edit it to clip it however you want, right? You can really manipulate the footage so that it sounds cohesive. But when we actually see the president, this is what he looks like. And it's about, I don't know, if you added up all of the clips of Joe Biden in here, is it 2 seconds? Is it 2 seconds? I'm not even sure, because he's so not present that they can't even use him in their opening campaign video. Strange times, indeed. Now, they officially launched their website. There's not much substance on the website either. JoeBiden.com. Looks like he's running with Kamala again. Finish the job for the American people. So we have the two placeholders again. No real substance here other than their first campaign video. Donate, donate, donate. Work with us. Don't know what their issues are because, well, I don't think they know what their issues are other than Ukraine and wokeness. Vivek Ramaswamy was commenting on this. He said it's a myth, actually, that Joe Biden is running for president. He's not. It's the managerial class using Joe Biden as a front. To them, Biden's cognitive impairment isn't a bug, it's a feature. The administration is more effective when it controls its puppets and when they hollow out the husks of themselves. The fact that it's elder abuse is just a cost of doing business. Here's what Vivek said.
To a form of elder. Vivek, I know we got a big announcement about your book coming out, but first things first, your thoughts about what might be happening on the left.
Yeah, so look, I actually see it, Brian. The essence of what's happening is it is a myth that Joe Biden is actually the one running for president. It is the managerial industrial complex that's actually behind him. And his cognitive failures, that's not just a bug. That is a feature in the same way that it is for John Fetterman as a U.S. senator. The administrative state, the managerial class, can actually control its puppets more effectively when those puppets are literally unable to think. It does strike me closer to a form of elder abuse than it does to the hubris of Joe Biden. That's really what I see in this. And whoever wins this nomination, I'm running to win the Republican nomination. I don't see myself as then running against Joe Biden. I see myself as running against the managerial class with a puppet in front of it, much like the Wizard of Oz portrays an image. It's a false projection of the reality that's actually behind it. That's actually what I see, Brian. And I think that once we wake up to that, we realize this is the managerial class versus the everyday citizen.
Yeah, great point there from Vivek. Very nice and articulate explanation of exactly what was going on. Because Joe Biden, we've seen them essentially move him from room to room. You're done here. You're over here now. Now you go over here now. And he just reads from a teleprompter, doesn't even know where he is. The dumber and more incompetent they are, the better, because they'll just do whatever you tell them to do. And you fill it with a bunch of, AOCs, and the whole Congress is just a bunch of controlled puppets, even more than they've already been for the last however long. So that's Vivek calling it out. Now, Democrats don't seem too happy about this. A new CBS News poll finds that Democrats are just kind of accepting Joe Biden, but not too excited about him. They said that ahead of the re-election announcement on Tuesday, Democrats said they approve of Biden, but they said that they would greet the announcement with more acceptance than excitement. Nearly half of Democrats don't want him to run, and they overwhelmingly cite his age as a reason. It's not because they think he'd lose. They just say, well, it's time for someone new. Here's a poll. How do you feel about Biden running for re-election? 54% said accepting, 28% said confident, 27% said nervous, 22% said excited. Now, I think that's true. I don't know why these people feel confident, maybe because they barely won the last election. I think as long as Trump can keep the train on the tracks, he has a real good shot of just walking in there if things stay on the current trajectory. And the fact that Joe Biden is running again with Kamala Harris, we'll see. So when you boil it down, among Democrats and Democratic leaders, 55% say he should run, 45% say he should not run. Now, the question is, do these numbers mirror the Republican side, mirror what's going on in the Trump side, maybe? There's a pretty big split. There's a good contingent of the Republican Party that doesn't want Trump to run. A lot of DeSantis people out there saying he can't win. There's no way he can win. So I guess my question is, what would these numbers look like among Republicans and R-leaners as they relate to Trump? I think excitement is pretty important stuff, but Joe Biden does not have a lot of it, and I don't think he's going to have a lot of it either. And so we're also not going to have COVID for them to latch onto. And we're going to be pretty wise to what the FBI and all of the different three-letter agencies are doing and what the media is doing. Are the same tricks going to work?